Listen to me. Life will not always go the way you planned. There will be days when the world throws storms at you, when people doubt you, betray you, and even try to break you. In those moments, your mind will scream for panic, for anger, for revenge. But that's exactly when you must be still inside. Strength is not just in the body, it's in the silence of a disciplined mind. A calm mind is unshakable. It doesn't crumble when chaos hits. It doesn't react to every insult. It doesn't let emotions drive the wheel. Calmness is a weapon that defeats fear, confusion, and weakness. While others are losing themselves in rage or despair, you stand steady, in control, choosing your moves with precision. You train your muscles in the gym. Why not train your mind in the arena of life? Every challenge, every delay, every betrayal, see it as an opportunity to sharpen your inner steel. When you master calmness, no situation can own you. The storm may roar, but you remain the mountain. You win not because you fight harder, but because you think sharper. Calm is not weakness. It is ultimate strength. Remember, calmness is control. Calmness is clarity. Calmness is power. Control your emotions before they control you. That is not just a catchy phrase. It is one of the most powerful truths you will ever learn in life. Think about it for a moment. Every decision you've ever made in a moment of anger, panic, jealousy, or fear was probably a decision you later wished you had handled differently. How many times have you spoken words you didn't truly mean, only to regret them once your emotions cooled down? How many times have you made choices that damaged relationships, ruined opportunities, or pulled you off your path, all because you allowed emotions to be the driver instead of you? The truth is simple. If you cannot control your emotions, you are not in control of your life. You are a puppet, and your strings are being pulled by whatever mood hits you in the moment. That is dangerous, because life will constantly try to provoke you. People will test you. Unexpected problems will arise. If you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, you will be predictable, easily manipulated, and always on the back foot. You must understand, emotions are natural. They are not the enemy. They are signals like warning lights on a dashboard telling you something needs attention. Anger may tell you a boundary has been crossed. Fear may tell you you're stepping into unknown territory. Sadness may tell you you've lost something important. But here's the difference between weak and strong people. The weak obey these emotions blindly, while the strong acknowledge them, process them, and then decide logically what action to take. When you control your emotions, you decide how to respond instead of reacting like an animal driven by instinct. Imagine being in a heated argument. Someone insults you, lies about you, or tries to provoke you into losing your cool. Most people snap back instantly. They shout, they curse, they escalate the situation. But the person who controls their emotions doesn't take the bait. They breathe, think, and reply with words that cut sharper than rage ever could. In that moment, the person who stays calm is the one with real power. That's why controlling your emotions is like controlling the steering wheel of your life. You keep yourself on the right road even when storms hit. We live in a world that feeds off emotional reaction. Social media is built to make you angry, jealous, or outraged, because that's what keeps you scrolling, commenting, and fighting online. News headlines are designed to trigger fear, so you pay attention. Businesses use emotional marketing to make you buy things you don't need. If you can't control your emotions, you're not just at risk of making bad personal decisions. You're also at risk of being controlled by systems that know exactly how to manipulate your feelings. That's why emotional discipline is not a luxury. It's a survival skill. So how do you control your emotions before they control you? First, you must master awareness. Most people don't even realize when their emotions are rising until they've already exploded. Train yourself to catch the early signs. Your breathing changes, your heart rate increases, your body tenses. In those moments, pause. Take a breath. Give yourself space between the feeling and the action. That tiny gap is where your power lives. Second, you must shift your perspective. When something triggers you, instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this? Turning emotional energy into productive energy is one of the most powerful things you can do. Anger can fuel determination. Fear can sharpen your awareness. Sadness can deepen your understanding of life. Every emotion, if controlled, can serve you instead of sabotage you. Third, you must train your mind daily, just like you train your body. This is not something you can switch on when things go wrong. It's a habit you build in small moments. Practice patience in everyday situations. When someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of honking and shouting, breathe and keep driving. When a coworker irritates you, instead of lashing out, stay silent and think of a strategic response. Each time you win a small battle against your emotions, you strengthen your ability to win the big ones. Another powerful truth Controlling your emotions doesn't mean you suppress them or pretend they don't exist. Suppression is dangerous because it builds pressure inside you until you eventually explode. Control means you feel the emotion fully, but you decide what to do with it. You can be angry without acting recklessly. You can be sad without becoming helpless. You can be afraid without running away. The emotion is present, but it does not own you. Think of it like holding the leash of a powerful animal. Your emotions are strong and wild, but you are the one holding the leash. If you drop it, that animal runs wild, causing chaos. If you grip it with discipline, you can direct that energy toward where you want to go. People who succeed at the highest level, whether in business, sports, leadership, or life, are not the ones who never feel fear, anger, or frustration. They are the ones who feel all of it, but stay in control of themselves regardless. And here's something most people never realize. Your ability to control your emotions directly affects how others see you. When you're calm in chaos, people respect you. They trust your judgment. They see you as a leader, someone who can be relied on when others are falling apart. But when you're quick to anger, quick to panic, or easily offended, people stop taking you seriously, no matter how talented you are. Emotional stability earns respect faster than any words you speak. Controlling your emotions will also protect your mental health. Every time you let yourself be controlled by anger or fear, you drain your energy. You exhaust your mind. You damage your focus. But when you stay calm and calculated, you conserve your energy for what actually matters. You keep your mental state clear, which allows you to make better decisions and move forward faster. Life will test you over and over again. You will face betrayal, failure, rejection, financial stress, and moments of pure uncertainty. In those moments, emotions will rise like a flood. You will want to act on them instantly. But the person who takes a step back, who breathes, who lets the initial emotional wave pass before making a decision, that person will always come out on top. The reality is your emotions are not you. They are just temporary states that pass through you. If you let them define you, you'll live your life like a leaf in the wind, blowing in whatever direction the storm decides. But if you master them, you'll be the one steering the ship, no matter how rough the ocean gets. Control your emotions before they control you, and you will control your destiny. People may try to provoke you, life may try to break you, but nothing outside of you can defeat you if you master what's inside you. The calm, disciplined mind is the most dangerous weapon a person can have. It makes you unpredictable, untouchable, and unstoppable. And once you learn to be the master of your emotions, you will never again be the slave of your circumstances. Respond, never react. These 4 words can be the difference between a life of control and a life of chaos. The world is full of triggers. People will say things to get under your skin. Situations will arise that test your patience, and problems will come at you when you least expect them. If you go through life simply reacting to whatever comes your way, you are not truly living. You are being pulled around like a puppet, controlled by circumstances instead of controlling them. Reaction is emotional, impulsive, and often destructive. Response, on the other hand, is intentional, calculated, and powerful. The difference is in the pause, the space you create between stimulus and action. When you react, you surrender control to the moment. It's like being caught in a wave and letting it toss you wherever it wants. You say things you don't mean. You make decisions without thinking them through. And you give power to people in situations that don't deserve it. Reactions are often the reason relationships end, opportunities are lost, and regrets are born. How many arguments have escalated simply because someone reacted instead of taking a breath and responding wisely? How many careers have been damaged by an impulsive outburst or a rash decision made in anger? The truth is, reactions feel good for a split second because they release emotional pressure, but they often create damage that lasts much longer than the emotion itself. Responding is the complete opposite. It means you feel the emotion, but you don't let it take the driver's seat. You step back, assess the situation, and decide what action will best serve your long-term goals, not just your temporary feelings. Responding is a skill of self-mastery. It's not about being cold or emotionless. It's about being in command of your emotions instead of being commanded by them. A response is deliberate. It considers the bigger picture. It's the choice of someone who refuses to be anyone's emotional puppet. Imagine someone insults you in public, trying to humiliate you. The reactive person fires back instantly, maybe with harsher words, maybe with aggression. This might feel like winning in the moment, but it often escalates the conflict, making you look emotional and out of control. The one who responds, however, doesn't take the bait. They might simply smile, stay silent, or reply in a way that shows composure and intelligence. They don't give the other person the satisfaction of seeing them lose control. And in that moment, they win, not just over the other person, but over themselves. The ability to respond rather than react is what separates leaders from followers, professionals from amateurs, and winners from quitters. Leaders understand that reacting emotionally can destroy trust, harm reputations, and derail progress. They know that the most powerful person in the room is not the loudest, but the one who stays calm and speaks with purpose. Every great negotiator, every respected leader, every successful entrepreneur has mastered the art of responding instead of reacting. The problem is reacting is easy. It's our default setting. Human beings are wired for instant responses. It's part of our survival instinct. If something startles you, you jump. If something angers you, you lash out. But survival instincts are designed for life and death situations, not for modern life where most challenges require thought, not impulse. This is why mastering the ability to respond is a form of evolution. It's training yourself to rise above the animal level of instinct and step into the human level of reason. To respond instead of react, you must first develop emotional awareness. You need to know when your emotions are rising so you can stop yourself before acting. This is where mindfulness and self-control come into play. Pay attention to your body. Notice the tension in your muscles, the quickening of your breath, the rush of heat to your face. These are signs that you're about to react. When you notice them, pause. Take a deep breath. Even a few seconds of stillness can be enough to transform a reaction into a response. Second, you must always ask yourself, what outcome do I want here? When you react, you're serving the emotion. When you respond, you're serving the outcome. If your goal is to win an argument, maintain a relationship, close a deal, or protect your peace, then your actions should align with that goal. Reacting rarely does. It usually serves only your temporary feelings, which pass quickly but leave consequences behind. Third, understand that responding is not weakness. Some people think staying calm and measured means you're letting others walk over you. This is false. Responding doesn't mean you don't stand up for yourself. It means you stand up for yourself in a way that doesn't cost you your dignity, your reputation, or your self-control. It means you choose the time, place, and method of your battle instead of being dragged into one on someone else's terms. Life will constantly put you in situations where your ability to respond instead of react will be tested. You'll face criticism, disrespect, failure, and unexpected problems. In each case, the reactive person will panic, lash out, or withdraw, while the one who responds will assess, adapt, and act with precision. The responder moves forward, while the reactor stays stuck in the storm of the moment. The truth is, most conflicts in life are fueled not by the initial problem, but by the way people react to the problem. The problem might be small, but a bad reaction can make it 10 times worse. Responding stops this chain reaction. It allows you to take control of the narrative instead of becoming part of the chaos. Even in your personal life, this principle is gold. Arguments with loved ones, for example, often spiral because both sides react instantly to what the other says without truly listening. But when one person chooses to respond instead, pausing, understanding, and speaking calmly, it shifts the entire dynamic. It creates space for resolution instead of escalation. In business, the same truth applies. Imagine a client sends a harsh, critical email. A reaction would be firing back defensively. A response would be waiting, cooling down, and then replying in a way that addresses their concerns, maintains professionalism, and protects the relationship. The first approach might feel satisfying in the moment, but the second approach keeps the door open for future success. Responding instead of reacting also builds respect. People trust those who don't lose their cool easily. They feel safer and more confident around you because they know you won't blow up or panic under pressure. This makes you a better leader, a better friend, a better partner, and a better human being. Here's the reality. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you deal with it. That control is where your power lies. Reacting is giving away that power to whoever or whatever provoked you. Responding is keeping that power in your hands. When you learn to respond, you are no longer a victim of your environment. You become the master of it. The difference between responding and reacting can be the difference between a life full of regrets and a life full of victories. A reaction is fast, thoughtless, and often harmful. A response is measured, intentional, and often transformative. And the more you practice responding, the more natural it becomes. Soon you'll find yourself walking through chaos with a calm mind, making decisions that move you forward instead of holding you back. Respond, never react, because the one who responds holds the real power. The one who reacts gives it away. And in this life, The person who holds their power holds their future. Chaos around you is irrelevant if there is peace within you. That statement might sound poetic, but it's one of the deepest truths about life and success. The world will never be quiet. There will always be noise, distractions, drama, and problems. People will argue, gossip, and complain. The news will shout fear at you. Social media will try to pull you into debates and comparisons. Unexpected events will flip your plans upside down. If you wait for life to be calm before you feel calm, you will be waiting forever. True peace doesn't come from your environment. It comes from within you. When you have peace inside, you can walk through the storm and not be moved. You can stand in the middle of chaos and still see clearly. Most people think their happiness depends on fixing everything around them. They think, when my job is stable, when my relationship is perfect, when I have more money, then I'll feel calm. But that's a trap. Life will never be perfectly aligned. There will always be something to stress about. If you tie your peace to your circumstances, then your peace will break every time life throws a curveball. True strength is when your inner state is independent from the outer world. It means your mind is an anchor that holds steady, no matter how violent the waves get. Inner peace is not about ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about mastering your response to reality. You can't control the economy, but you can control your mindset about money. You can't control other people's behavior, but you can control how much it affects you. You can't stop every difficulty from coming your way, but you can decide whether you'll panic or adapt. Peace within means you're in command of your inner world, even if the outer world is on fire. Think about the difference between a candle and the sun. A candle's light is fragile. It goes out with the slightest wind. That's what most people's peace is like. Fragile, dependent, and easily destroyed by small disturbances. But the sun? You can't blow it out. It burns regardless of storms, seasons, or shadows. Inner peace is like the sun. It's self-generated, untouchable by outside forces. When you have that kind of peace, chaos becomes irrelevant. One of the most powerful ways to build inner peace is to stop seeking validation from the outside world. If your sense of worth depends on other people's opinions, you will always be at their mercy. The moment someone criticizes you, you'll lose your calm. But if you know who you are, if you trust yourself deeply, other people's noise becomes just that, noise. It can't touch your core. Peace comes from being rooted in your values, your purpose, and your self-respect. Another part of maintaining inner peace is controlling your focus. Chaos thrives on your attention. The more you focus on the things you can't control, the more unsettled you feel. Instead, put your attention on what you can control. Your actions, your mindset, your daily habits. When the world is loud, you don't have to match its volume. You can choose to turn inward, to think clearly, and to move with intention. The more you live like this, the less outside drama affects you. People often confuse peace with passivity. They think being peaceful means you don't care or you let life push you around. That's wrong. Peace is not weakness, it's power. It's the ability to act from clarity instead of from fear or rage. It's having the strength to choose your battles, to walk away from nonsense, and to keep your energy for what truly matters. Chaos tries to provoke you into wasting your energy, but peace allows you to channel it into progress. Imagine being in a crowded, noisy marketplace. Everyone is shouting, selling, and arguing. Most people get caught up in the noise, moving frantically and getting lost in the crowd. But the person with inner peace walks through with calm eyes and a steady pace, knowing exactly where they're going. That's the difference. The chaos is the same for everyone. The experience depends on what's happening inside. Building inner peace takes discipline. It requires you to train your mind daily. You might meditate, journal, practice gratitude, or simply spend time in silence. You have to actively feed your mind with strength instead of fear. You have to protect your environment, limit the influence of negativity, and create habits that keep you centered. It's not about escaping the world. It's about building such a strong foundation inside yourself that the world can't shake it. There's also a deep truth here. Chaos is a constant, but so is peace if you choose it. You might not be able to stop storms from coming, but you can stop them from sinking you. You can become like a skilled sailor who doesn't curse the waves but adjusts the sails. When peace is inside you, you don't waste time fighting the storm, you navigate it. Some people live their whole lives chasing calm by rearranging the outside world, but they never find it. They try to control people, situations, and outcomes, and when they fail, they break down. The wiser path is to build unshakable peace within. That way, when chaos comes, and it will, you're ready. You remain grounded. You don't lose yourself. You make better decisions because you're not clouded by panic or frustration. In relationships, inner peace changes everything. If you're easily triggered, every disagreement becomes a war. But when you have peace inside, you can listen without feeling attacked. You can speak without shouting, and you can walk away without resentment. You stop needing to win every argument because you realize that your calm is the real victory. In business, inner peace keeps you sharp. When competitors are panicking, you're thinking strategically. When markets are crashing, you're finding opportunities. When a deal falls through, you adjust and move forward without letting emotions drain your focus. The ability to stay calm under pressure is one of the most valuable skills in any field. Life will always give you reasons to be unsettled, but chaos is just a test. It's asking you, can you stay centered? The people who pass this test aren't the ones with perfect lives. They're the ones who've learned that the real battlefield is inside. They've trained themselves to remain steady regardless of the noise, the opinions, and the uncertainty around them. Peace within is a superpower. It makes you immune to manipulation because you can't be easily provoked. It gives you clarity in decision-making because your mind isn't clouded by panic. It keeps you consistent because your emotions aren't constantly pulling you in different directions. And most importantly, it makes life richer because you're not just surviving the chaos. You're thriving in spite of it. Chaos around you is irrelevant if there is peace within you. You will never be able to silence the world, but you can master yourself. And when you do, the storms stop feeling like threats. They start feeling like background noise. The outside world may shake, but you will not. You will move through life with a calm confidence that no amount of noise, drama, or uncertainty can touch. That is the kind of power no one can take away from you. When you master the art of finding peace within, you stop living like a victim of your environment and start living like the architect of your reality. The noise, the drama, the problems, they will still exist, but they will no longer control your thoughts, dictate your mood, or determine your decisions. You become untouchable in the most powerful way. Not because the world is easier, but because you are stronger. People will wonder how you stay calm when everything is falling apart, how you keep moving forward when others freeze in fear. The truth is, your strength won't come from avoiding storms, but from knowing you can walk through them without losing your balance. Inner peace is not the absence of chaos, it is the mastery of self in the middle of it. And once you find it, you'll never trade it for anything, because you'll realize that peace within is freedom, it is power, and it is the ultimate advantage in a world that never stops moving. Protect it, build it, and live from it, because when you carry peace inside you, there is nothing outside you that can truly shake you. That is where real victory lives.